Welcome to Making Awesome Live. We're trying this out to see how we like it, if we can handle it, and see how pissed off my computer gets while recording simultaneously in Zoom. It doesn't like OBS, but hey, we're here. We've got some of the guys hanging out. We've got Thomas, Justin, and John. Why don't you guys start by introducing yourselves? Thomas, it's on you, buddy.
Oh boy, it's all on me. Hey everybody, my name's Thomas, and I am the brand czar at 3D Musketeers, and I am a professional graphic designer and animator. Yep, that's my whole jam. That's all I got.
All right, I'm Justin. I'm a junior design engineer at 3D Musketeers, along with being a high school student, and yeah, that's about me.
And cool guy.
Totally cool guy. Yep.
All around cool guy.
All around cool guy. John.
And I'm Jonathan. I'm the other Grant.
That's it.
Not as knowledgeable in 3D printing, more knowledgeable in IT, but we came from the same DNA. I count it as the same guy.
You count it as the same guy. Well, I'm Grant. You all know me. I'm the owner over here at 3D Musketeers, where we serve to help you go from art to part, head to hands, full product development. And yeah, every week we do a live stream. Now we're doing 2 a week because screw it. Let's just, let's do it for the community. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. We got Rachel hanging out with us over on YouTube. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave us a like, get subscribed if you're watching on Twitch. Hey, is that a subscribe thing on Twitch? Is that what you do on Twitch?
Oh, Grant.
You can follow on Twitch.
It's a
follow us on Twitch.
Yeah, you can't sub yet because you're not a Twitch partner.
Yeah, we need more people watching us on Twitch for us to become a Twitch partner. But we're going to be doing
by
2
the
live
way,
streams.
It's easier than getting the YouTube partnership for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is.
Like significantly easier.
But we're a lot closer on YouTube.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, we're 0 of 4 on Twitch the last time I checked. But yeah, I don't know, man. We're here hanging out. We're going to be talking about it. Sorry we started just a few minutes late. We've been dealing with the fact that I can't record a copy of this on OBS, which is a little frustrating. The system is just not letting me do it. It's giving me an NVENC error, which I presume is something to do with Windows being stupid. Because
It's everything to do with NVIDIA.
Well, I'm gonna blame Windows because of the update that I had that broke basically all the main things on my board, including my audio. So,
You want to see the quickest way to get a stream taken down immediately is what I'm about to say.
Let's not do
Which is
It's
Bill
user error.
Gates, you're a piece of shit, okay?
Wait,
Hear
but
me
why?
out, Bill Gates. Because Windows is giving you problems, Grant, and I'm calling him out on stream. I don't care. Bill Gates, I know you're watching.
Yeah, if you're
know?
watching Bill Gates, here's an invitation to come on here and explain yourself.
No, look,
Explain
Bill
yourself.
Gates, if he wants
Explain
to,
the poor code that you developed yourself.
He's gonna pipe his stream of consciousness into my brain through the chip that was planted in me already, and he can tell me himself in my brain if he really wants to. Come clean, Mr. Gates.
Oh man, demonetized already. What are we, like 3 minutes in?
You can't be
Jeez.
demonetized if you couldn't monetize in the first place.
Wow,
Yep.
I appreciate your all's support in this endeavor of us trying to figure this crap out. But anyways, we're just going to talk about some of the stuff that happened this week, talk about the YouTube channel, talk about the stories that we covered, and just kind of all about the industry this week, because it's been a crazy freaking week in the 3D printing industry, and kind of excited to talk about it, I guess. But first, let's make sure, how is the volume okay on the music? It's literally
Yeah.
at 2%.
Yeah, because it's good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
I'll physically just turn Chrome down.
Are we playing music in the background of a podcast?
There is music
Yes, we are.
playing in the background.
Should I kill it?
I don't know why there is. There's really no need, but if there's
Yeah.
any dead air, it kind of helps.
That's what I was
I
thinking for
guess.
the dead air. But I mean, how often is there dead air on this podcast?
It's a podcast.
I mean, Yeah.
Turn the music. Nothing is weirder to me than listening to a podcast with light EDM in the background. I will not stand for it.
All right, fine. It's gone. Now there's
Thanks.
none. There's none anymore.
Good.
And if people don't like it, blame Thomas.
If people don't like it, you can go talk to Bill Gates about it if you really want to, because I am a puppet of him. And that's pretty much the whole gist. I'm just a marionette for Windows.
All right. Well,
Aren't you using a Mac?
Mm-mm. I have 2 Macs, but
What you mean is you had 2 Macs.
no. What? Was that a joke or was that
Bill Gates took you over and you had to throw them out the window.
Oh no, he actually likes them quite a bit. It's his dirty little secret. Bill Gates goes.
Is that why him and Melinda divorced? Damn.
She couldn't take the fact that he would slip away into the bathroom to watch YouTube on his iPhone.
After Windows Phone failed, he just couldn't go to Android.
He was just like, he's just like,
wait, has anyone actually
corners.
seen Bill Gates' cell phone? Does he use an Android or is he on a Mac?
Honestly, I bet he's using that Surface Fold cell phone. It's on Woot today. It's the Woot deal of the day.
Yeah, can we talk about how friggin' awesome it is that we're bringing flip phones back, but they're still a smartphone? That's the best thing ever.
But like their screen, okay, so the screen looks good, but it is not durable. And the second you get a little bit of like Dale Gribble pocket sand in it, it's destroyed.
It's awesome. It's so
Cherry
great.
rig everything. Is
No,
into
that
the
sounds
chat.
terrible.
No, it's so fun. It's so worth it for the snap. You know, the close.
The snap, like when you're like really upset, you're like, screw you.
Yeah, or you just closed the deal, or in Bill Gates's in this situation, he just got news that all the divorce filings were completed. Snap, and then he walks away.
I saw someone on their MacBook, anytime that they closed the lid, it just closed all their apps. Instead of turning it off or anything, it just closed all their apps. Like if they got annoyed with something, just close it and reopen it. All your apps are gone.
That's hilarious and weird.
It's scary.
That
Very
sounds
specific.
problematic if you forget.
It's a very weird problem.
That's a problem I have never run into. That is specific.
Yeah,
They
I've never ran
purposely
into
did that.
before.
No, they purposely did that.
Why?
If they
Just
get
so
mad.
like they get mad at something, just close and it closes everything.
But maybe you were doing something important.
Well,
Yeah.
if they're mad at it, it doesn't matter anymore. Nothing is more important than taking care of your mental health.
That is
And if
true.
that means closing your laptop and smashing that bad boy, I'm all into it. Let's go back. Let's go all the way back to cave people. Let's start hitting computers with rocks.
My next cell phone upgrade is actually going to be a Nokia 3310. So I have the ability to smash it and it just won't break.
It's true though.
It's also a self-defense weapon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to get your concealed carry if you're gonna have one of
Man,
those.
I bet Justin doesn't even know that reference.
Nokia 3310.
The
Just a
3310.
brick. Yeah,
The
they're just-
brick. Yeah.
It is older. It is older than Justin. Actually, is it? It's not older than us, but it's older than Justin.
No, it's not older than us, but I think it's older than Justin.
That's okay. We still love you, Justin. It's fine. But let's talk about 3D printing, since that's kind of what we're here to talk about, right? And the industry as a whole. I wanted to get into the desktop metal forest video. So I learned some of this a couple of days ago that Desktop Metal is a umbrella company that oversees the Desktop Metal, right? They're metal 3D printers. They've got a Desktop Dental, and now they have Forest, which I still think from a branding perspective, and
Such a good name.
Thomas, it's Forust, and it's a wood 3D printer.
It's such a good name.
That's a pretty damn good name.
That's
it's good.
I love it. I love it.
Overall,
Now,
it's pretty
I
good.
would want to know why they spelled it the way they spelled it. Like, there's a reason, but
Probably
I don't
because
know.
they wanted forest.com.
Ah,
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, right? Is it forest.com?
Yeah, it used to be .io before they got bought by Desktop Metal.
Yep, it is forest.com. Yeah, so they
because normal spelling's probably taken.
Oh, yeah.
but it is funny
yeah.
that if you search for Forest, Forust, it says they're located inside of a Home Depot in San Leandro, California. but I'm. Oh no, it really is them. They're apparently located inside of a Home Depot, according to their Google page.
Nice.
But you know, the technology is amazing, and I wanted to dive into it a little bit more because we only have so much time on the video to talk about it. And I don't want to like get really deep into the weeds because I did. And we cut out almost 20 minutes of me going into the weeds from that video.
You ranting about something that like very few people will care about?
What?
I will have you know, sir, that's how our channel grew the way that it did.
I mean,
Me
you're not
ranting
wrong.
about things that some people just don't care about.
So as an aside, I actually looked up if forest.com is available. It doesn't go anywhere, but it looks like somebody owns the .com.
It definitely goes places. Like,
EST, like spelled the normal way.
oh,
not-
EST. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like UST. But anyways, this in their promotional video, and if you guys are trying to find it, the video that we did on it, I will post a link in the chat on YouTube here, and on. Can I do it on Facebook? I don't know. But anyways,
Oh,
either
I think
way,
I
don't
just
really care.
got the joke
What?
because they're desktop metal, so they did RUST for Rust. I don't know if that's true though.
Wait, is
I'm
that,
going
was that
for it.
planned?
That's the only reason that I would spell it weird.
I think it's because the company they bought was FORUST.
Yeah, they were
Forest.
originally Forest.
Yeah,
like
they
that was the
Oh,
before
Forest-
Desktop Metal even was
Forest is a
involved.
binder jetting 3D printing company that uses. They're calling sawdust. I'm not calling it sawdust because I've seen sawdust and it is not that fine. They are refining it one step.
They call it
further.
wood flour, is what they end up calling
Or
it,
lignin.
That's
I
a-
think.
That's a really interesting name, wood flower.
because it seems like they just go and put the sawdust through a blender. Is
But it makes perfect sense because yeah, it totally is waste. But like they had an arm. Like so they have two machines that they're coming out with from Desktop Metal. One that's, you know, we're going to call a more professional and then industrial grade, which is the 5-axis robot arm. That arm had a name on it. Let me pull the name of the arm because I'm like, "Wait a minute. Why would they have some other company's name in there?" And it's because they own it, which is crazy to me that they actually own part of EnvisionTech as well. From what I learned this week, Desktop Metal owns part of EnvisionTech, or at least a part of EnvisionTech that makes these arms. EnvisionTech, though, is a like SLA high detail resin 3D printing company that makes incredibly expensive high detail resin 3D printers. Like very, 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 very expensive. But binder jetting is like completely in particularly my wheelhouse. I've been doing binder jetting onto powder for years now. And so when this came out, I'm like all on top of this because I know this tech really, really, really well. But still, it's like, I guess, is there a huge industry need for it? And that's always been something I'm wondering. Because, like, we already repurposed sawdust. It's called MDF, right? I think they're just using unprocessed raw material for MDF. I don't know, Justin. What do you think on this?
I'm not too sure exactly what the material is. All I know is like it's super inexpensive to make the material that they're using, like because they're pretty much getting it for free. It's like they're just buying the waste off the floors of industrial woodworking places. Like that's the way they're getting it, and it
current
seems like it's just
pricing?
gonna be not
No.
really available unless
It's
you go
currently
ask
one of those
for it, I
cases of
believe.
if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Because I'd love to be able to compare this to like our binder jet printers, and like the powder is just ridiculously expensive, even though it is literally pretty much just gypsum.
Okay, but and for those that don't know, we used to do full color powder 3D printing. We still do a little bit of it, but it's definitely not a core feature here at 3DM. So we used to do a lot of 3D scans of people and then turn them into figurines, right? So yes, an identical twin that made copies of people. My entire life is just a joke. My entire life is a meme. But you know, we got out of that industry because we saw a lot of players coming in that had better tech, but were charging a ton of money for it. So HP came in, now Stratasys has come in with their SAF, right, Justin? I think that's what they're calling it, their SAF process. But HP with their MJF, which is multi-jet fusion, it's basically SLS, which is a powdered nylon-based 3D printing, but they can do full color. And the one downside to gypsum parts is the fact they're incredibly fragile. And
very, very fragile.
To see,
Yeah, the HP MJF is it's pretty cool. Their technology.
yeah, it's straight nylon powder.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they've taken nylon, which is super strong, and are adding color to it.
Yep. And nylon is naturally hygroscopic, which means it absorbs water. So we don't even have to deal with the fact that, you know, it's gonna have some, you know, a little bit of issue here and there with water uptake because it's literally absorbing the binder that's being jetted onto it. But my concern is kind of like, I feel like Enforced is ostensibly cool, but I just don't know where it fits, right? Like, I can see car manufacturers using it, like a Rolls-Royce, maybe Tesla using it to do custom dashboards.
That would be super sick.
But
It almost looks like Tesla's in the promotional material. I'm not sure if they do.
I think you're
it.
right.
It is the Model 3 dashboard. It is. I'm just.
But is it a real picture, right? Or is it just a rendering?
But
I like that they can do custom wood grain because that tells me that I could put like my company name in wood grain.
That's where I was going. So like instead of having like the chrome badge, let's say on Ferrari, even though Ferrari's probably never going to do wood trim on their dashes, you can have the Pininfarina logo in the wood grain that isn't burned in.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
Thomas, from a design perspective, do you see, you know, something like this being something that you might utilize, right? Where you're able to, and basically what they're doing is they have a clear binder that sticks the wood fiber together, then they have a darker binder that becomes your wood grain. Do you believe that is something from a design perspective that you could look at integrating into future projects?
Oh, 100%.
In a meaningful way.
Oh yeah, think about it in like it's 3D printing, right?
Yeah.
So we have mass reproducible printable objects.
Mm-hmm.
So signage is huge. Make little plaques. Signage for things is crazy. I mean, like, also think about packaging. This is like huge for packaging because it's recyclable, right? In a way.
100%. Well,
being
whatever
wood,
the binder is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the binder, so I don't know what it actually ends up being. But the fact that it is, or at least it has been recycled now, is already a big deal.
Twice recycled.
So now if it's cheap enough to say, hey, I am going to print a shit ton of packaging using like wood, you'll get cool looking packaging that is also recycled. And so people are going to go crazy for that. Super, like, you know, make a cool case for a watch. Make a cool, you know, all that kind of
watch
stuff.
case is pretty neat. Now, I devil's advocate here. I know personally, I've seen like the beer not the pop tabs, the like the holders for the beers that have come in a biodegradable floating product that also is fish food for some reason. I don't know. But I feel that that's so incredibly expensive to make, obviously, since it hasn't been adopted by everybody. So I don't know, at a certain point, is this going to be so ungodly expensive that it doesn't work? Now, the difference is that one of them's plastic and the other's not, or it's a like biodegradable food item. But it seems like if this is inexpensive, and we'll see if it is, it would be great, as you said, for food packaging and other items.
Well, yeah,
I
and
think
I mean,
it would
also. Oh yeah, sorry, Justin, go for it.
I was just gonna say, I think it would start in more like luxury goods, watches, jewelry, car key, like
that's where
for, like
I'm
fancy
seeing
car. Like you have like a nice wood. If it could be custom instead of having to be CNC'd, it could be a lot smaller and custom made that the key like slides into it or something in a cool way. Like
Yep.
That's where I'm seeing like luxury goods.
I would say
That would be
even as
cool.
far as packaging goes, we're talking luxury goods still, because if you're buying stuff that's recycled typically and it's like earth friendly, organic, whatever, it's always more expensive than your whatever else you could buy, because of the good feelings it gives people when they buy it.
And that's true.
So, and I mean, also, I mean, some of the stuff that they're making that is like more bowls, and I actually see a huge thing of like, you could totally buy a whole set of bowls that are this sealed printed wood. And as a manufacturer of that stuff, to know that the quality control is every single bowl literally is the same effectively, that's a pretty big deal. Like, I mean, I see it going into some rough spots with like these vases and stuff, which do look very cool. But if you were starting to sell these, since there are so many of them, it's going to lose its luster pretty quickly, because it's going to turn into like a kitschy thing.
Well, and interestingly, from a design perspective, because it's a powder base, it has no support material. The surrounding powder becomes your support material. So you can do things that traditionally manufactured is completely impossible, right? Like, items that have a free-floating ball on the inside of them or something like that, where traditionally it's not possible to do that without plugging a hole. So it's odd to me. I want to see how it stands up. And more importantly, something that's big in the powder industry is reusability, right? So with your laser-based nylon powder machines, since it's a laser and it's melting nylon powder, the surrounding powder that gets warm, you can't always reuse it. And you have to always add in, the virgin material into the used material. So I'll be curious to see what their material reuse rate is, because if it's actually really good, there's a lot of money to be made here. Because even in the CJP process, and I'll give away like some of the little interesting things that we do. We used to gold pan our powder, like by hand with a gold pan, because the extra little bits of binder that would fall off, that wouldn't stick to the model as you were taking the powder off of it, would be heavier than the powder itself. And over time, you would slowly contaminate your powder. And that's the same issue in SLS, MJF, I think even in the SAF process from Stratasys, where it's, you've got a powder reusability thing. And mind you, the wood powder is going to be incredibly affordable. But I'm looking at this and saying, there is more to this, right? They use the technology for wood. What else is out there that you could put in there, right? Z Corp was kind of famous for saying, here's a machine, if it's the same granular size, you could put whatever the hell you want in it. People put ceramic powder, concrete powder into these ColorJet CJP machines, and they'd run it. They just wouldn't care. The machines were totally cool with it. I'm curious to see if something like that is going to happen for the forest material, because that would unlock a lot of ability, and especially metal powder. Now, the problem with metal powder that you don't have with wood powder is, breathing it in, right? Wood powder, yeah, you're going to sneeze a little bit, and wearing a mask, even a cotton mask, is going to keep you relatively safe. Metal powder, if you breathe it, definitely not okay to breathe. And as someone that's ran upwards of 5 powder printers in a very small room, everything gets covered in the powder. No matter how well sealed things are, everything gets covered in it. So I look at this and say, if you can feed it just like straight sawdust that maybe you have to process through a grinder or something, this would be pretty cool in like a cabinet facility or a custom woodworker that can take
custom cabinets would be cool.
And
it almost
turn into art.
Well, yeah, I mean, it almost feels like, to me, what this will really end up being is more of like a complementary tool for craftspeople, rather than something that's like full production, right? So I think it might turn into more like, oh, I'm making a ton of like handmade tools, and I need handles for all of them that are uniform, and I want them to be wood. So I'm going to print those so I don't have to actually painstakingly make every single one, because then you're not worried about measurements, you're not worried about all of that, and so you just speed up your process. Like, it's almost like you could probably print kits for, like, I see they have a chair on their website To me, it's like print a chair kit. Like to me, it's like I could see IKEA using this shit to make kits for furniture.
I was thinking about that too.
But why would they not just use the process they currently do, which is just to mill it out of a flat sheet of wood?
Because it could be stronger, it could be less expensive, and they already have the wood. So if they're going to allow the consumer to make the wood powder that they're utilizing, then it might actually be less expensive.
And I think the other thing also is like, it might be quicker to make more complex pieces. Because if you're milling pieces out like a Lego set, in a lot of ways, you're like, okay, I'm confined to a lot of the times like a nice little 2D plane, and you're sticking those together. But if you can print really sleek, rounded, or complex geometric shapes, that's where the cool shit comes in.
Yeah,
there'd be a lot of. Sorry, John, go ahead.
Oh, you would get things because IKEA, as Tom said, IKEA is very square, right? You know, if I could get a lack end table that has like swirl legs and like a dish top, because you walk into a house and you see a lack, you're like, oh, I know what that is. But you can get like a dish top with, you know, it looks really good. It could be the same price.
It opens it up for artists or designers of, you know, normal furniture and shit, because now what normally they would, you know, probably present to the IKEA meeting of we want a new chair, or we want a new cabinet or table, they're like, okay, like here it is, and the first thing that executives at IKEA are going to do is shoot it down because we can't easily make that on the cheap. So if this ends up being cheap, designers can kind of start to do real weird stuff. And so I think it would super change that like mass consumer market. And it's wood, which people like. And I would say that wood is like a nice material that I like to have in my house and like for a lot of different goods. And so if people can easily make wood things, and I mean, even imagine having a designer across the globe just be able to send you a CAD file and then you put it into like whatever slicer and you print it in wood somewhere else. It's pretty freaking sweet.
That'd be sweet.
That's the other advantage, right? Because now you don't have a carpenter who needs to make the thing and ship it, risking damage, shipping costs, blah, blah, blah. Now it's just like, okay, I have designed a cool thing, you know, and there will always be a place for hand stuff, but you know.
IKEA will totally go after this because they do a lot of the 3D printing for like accessibility.
Yep.
Like if you go on their website, they already are supporting this technology and probably prototyping with regular 3D printing. And if they have these access to stuff that they could have maybe 2 or 3 of these printers in the back of their warehouses in like big centers, that would make it really easy that they're able to minimize that production and travel cost. They're able to bring, and then that also brings the carbon footprint down too because of all the transportation if it's locally made, but it doesn't have to have a craftsman or a big factory there.
That's a huge thing that I did not think about, Justin. That point is crazy because the moment big company IKEA headquarters is like, time to launch the new chair, guys. And every IKEA has 3D printers at it. They literally send the file and then someone manages a workshop and they're just printing all of their furniture on site. That's...
Once it gets fast enough, it could even be on demand,
whatever.
Right? You know, or pick up in 6 hours because that's how long it takes to produce. And that would be
we just make stuff.
I mean, isn't that kind of the goal of 3D printing, right? Justin, you are literally able to talk to us today because of 3D printing. Can you tell us the story of what happened?
Wait,
what?
Which one, Grant?
Oh,
your
my
CPU
computer.
block.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I put it down.
What
but
else?
There's so many stories with Justin.
I don't know. I'm like,
there's so many stories with Justin we probably shouldn't share.
I was like, Justin
involving shipping.
Like, I was like, what happened to Justin? Did he get like in a car accident, but like through a 3D printed object like somehow saved him?
Also,
like,
what you don't know is this hand.
Also, before we get too far into Justin, I got to do another shameless plug because we got to do these more often in the streams because I'm told by our marketing department that I don't plug us enough. So guys, make sure that if you are not watching us on YouTube, get subscribed, go over to our YouTube channel, leave a like on this video because it does help our channel grow a lot. And hey, a comment or two doesn't hurt. And we'll shout you out on stream, just like we're going to shout out Red/Ace, better known as Peter Sassaman, who was actually on this podcast a few episodes ago before we decided that we're just going to do them live from now on since we don't edit them anyways. So, Justin, go ahead, because we have a computer chat channel inside of our company Discord, and we just get a photo from him of a bare CPU, a broken part, and just like, shit.
Do you still have the print? Do you still have the broken part?
Yeah, let me grab it real quick.
So while he gets this, I will set the scene. So Justin has an AMD CPU. So the mounting mechanism that he's using is the AM4 stock mounting mechanism that uses a strap around the CPU cooler and clicks in. It's been like this for years and isn't really the best. And we'll when he gets it, we'll talk about it. It's a very, very interesting piece, and the failure mode was very interesting as well.
Yeah, I looked at it and said, how in the world does something like that happen? There is no way.
Of how it was made. It had a layer line there, or it had a bubble in the plastic. It failed because it was not made well enough.
Okay, so this is a manufacturing fault.
100% manufacturing fault. It should not have failed under normal circumstances, and of course you would put a safety factor in. So I think it was a poor design. Well, it's a poor design to begin with. Anyone that's ever used AM4 mounting mechanisms know it's trash. But yeah.
You're muted.
Yeah, Justin, you muted.
Okay, so I don't know where the broken one is. It's somewhere.
Oh, good job.
But this stupid bracket, little tiny thing holding a fairly decent chunk of metal. It just snapped.
Large, heavy piece of equipment.
with a single metal strap. And it's hard enough to put it in to begin with. You got to like really push it down to where you think you are going to break something. Yeah. And sometimes it does.
Yeah, I mean, my computer was running for a good 6 or 7 months now without dealing with it. This one broke, and then so I ended up printing out 2 new ones out of PETG in like an hour. I printed 2 just in case.
You always print 2. You always print a spare.
Yeah, you always print a spare.
When you have to make a spare part, you make a spare part for the spare part every time.
And let me use my computer all day yesterday because I needed to do school online, and I was waiting for the Amazon. So this cooler is...
obviously you have that cooler in your hand. Are you running the? Did you go the Aries game or the Ventru cooler?
I ended up getting a 212.
Why'd you put a 212 on it?
Very cool.
You so much. I've got
Super
212, two 212s
Hyper
here
212
that you could have.
Evo.
Here, hold on. I've got one.
It's a CPU cooler. Oh, we're gonna Vanna White it. We're gonna Vanna White it, ladies and gentlemen.
So anyone who doesn't know the CPU, like the computer space, this thing was made something like 12 years ago.
It is,
and it has
so
not
cheap.
Changed.
And
okay,
it's so
12 freaking years.
But my computer is boosting 0.2 gigahertz higher than it was with this cooler.
Oh, I'm not surprised. It's all about area.
And this one was so loud. That one's so much quieter now because that fan is just.
But Justin, it doesn't have RGB. That one.
Yeah,
has
you could have
RGB.
gone Aries Gaming, gotten ARGB.
I don't need the RGB.
Wow.
Hey, be last with another 212 Evo.
Justin, I'm kicking you out of the RGB all the things in the computer channel on our Discord.
That's really cool though.
Mine was all blue anyways. I didn't even really that's.
It is true though, right? Because if an RGB fan is going to cost the exact same amount as a regular fan, you're losing something there, right?
Not necessarily.
Noctua, hamburger fans all day. I don't need RGB.
Did you? I should have got the new Noctua NH12 Redux.
That's what I have.
Same price as the 212, and it's like 30 something bucks.
I have the well, no, I don't. So I have an ND14 on my computer, but my computer is.
It's old.
Pretty,
yeah.
7 years old now.
It's a 4th gen i7
running a spicy overclock. But you know, I that to me is what, Thomas?
I just realized I hadn't ever talked to Jonathan. about, because you do computer stuff, and we have a computer in my house that we built inside of a empty box of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's amazing.
We like cut holes in it, and so
yeah,
like the
the
cooling,
cardboard computer, man.
but it's so flimsy that when we stuck the fan on top, the whole top kind of caves in a little bit, and the power supply that we put into it was not compatible with. It was like specific to the earlier case that we gutted everything from. So it was not compatible, and so there was no way to turn the computer on. So now every time we turn the computer on, we short it.
Oh, that's
it's great.
fine.
It's so fun.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Your power switch or shorting the entire computer?
The power switch.
Oh my god, dude! Power switches are like $1 on Amazon. I have a box.
You're ruining the spirit of the
like, I'm gonna stick my screwdriver in bridge.
That's what we
pins.
do.
Hold on.
Yeah, and you just and you kind of just feel around, and then eventually you'll see the fan go, and you're like, I got it. It's on.
Terrible.
I'm just imagining Thomas with like a big piece of metal just going inside the computer.
You know what you should do is take a Pabst Blue Ribbon can and use that. Like, just take two little strips of metal and touch them together to turn it on.
I can't in any way, shape, or form condone those activities.
But if he was to do it, you want to see it.
Absolutely, yes, because I want to see the shit show that comes after it when he inevitably bricks a computer by putting something stupid in it, like an old graphics card, Jonathan.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
How many dead computers do we have from one bad graphics card? 3?
At least 2.
At least 2. Yeah.
The other 2 possibly have bad memory channels.
I've only killed one computer.
You know what? I had never killed a computer in my life until about
January.
4 or 5 months. Yeah, January.
I'm not sure
And
how
I
that computer
nuked
did.
like 2 of them.
I'm not sure how that computer did get killed. I'm assuming static, but I'm not sure.
I mean, but there are videos proving that static is really tough to kill a computer. But I mean, it is possible.
And it was an older computer too, not a recent-ish one.
I just personally thought it was really cool that 3D printing kind of saved your keister there.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
In a meaningful way, right? All of a sudden, that 3D printer just paid for itself in the fact that you could still go to school. Which is a weird thing to say, that not having a computer means you can't go to school.
I mean, and you kind of needed to have another computer, which was another good thing, that I had a laptop that I could slice the file on and put it on an SD card.
I mean, that's fair, right? I mean, I don't want to discount the fact that we have a first world problem there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, still
my custom computer broke, so I had to use my other computer.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
But to run
I think
school,
the spirit is there, and that's what's cool to me, right? Because it's not often that a lot of us get one of those really valuable, meaningful ways that 3D printing helps us, because we use it everywhere, right? And it's just one of those things like, okay, yeah, I 3D printed something. Oh, crap, that was really, really cool. And so to me, that CPU bracket was kind of the win.
Honestly, like if I had to think about like 3D printing really going and saving someone's ass, that's up there. That's up there.
It absolutely is.
It felt very good, like actually using my printer for like I use it for stuff that's like useful, like an AirTag holder or a smartwatch. Like
you got the open
devices.
the open smartwatch, which is
really
cool.
That's the open smartwatch. That is neat.
Like but like when something is needed to be like, I couldn't do it any other way. Maybe going to somewhere, grabbing a motherboard, taking it off, like doing something like shouldn't be done, or super glue would have been the only other option. And I don't want to super glue my computer together. Zip ties could have done the trick.
Zip ties. Come on.
But there wasn't really any holes to do it.
Right?
There was
you screw those in, don't you?
No. So this thing goes and then it hooks over the little.
Right, but there's 2 holes in the ends that go into the motherboard.
Yeah.
Zip ties, my guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you learned nothing from Linus?
Yeah, I just don't know how I would do it with that exact
Speaking
cooler.
of safety and like definitely doing things the wrong way, I learned something this week that I've been doing wrong my entire life. So you know how for the safety
Shutting
videos,
trunks without looking.
What? Oh
Shutting
yeah,
trunks
shutting trunks without looking. Let's.
We're not gonna do good. That's an inside joke. If you know, you know.
There's a big scar on my head from shutting a trunk accidentally on my own head. So it was a tailgate of a Jeep, and I went to close it, and my head was just too close to the edge. And 5 staples later, we're doing good. You know, friggin' Peter's giving us crap. An ESD stuffed banana jack outlet plug adapter on Amazon for like $9.
I'm so lost. Why is that in there?
The iFixit kit, because I said I think I killed one of the computers with CSD.
But you know,
if you need wrist straps, let me know. I've got 100.
I did too. I have a bunch of my iFixit kits.
You know how on the safety videos I do the whole head come down so the thing comes down to my face.
Yeah.
Eric Cederberg, who is that his last name, right? Is that how I say his last name?
Yeah.
Cederberg, yeah. Who, by the way, is on a boat, but not just on a boat today. He's on a racing sailboat today with his entire team, which is really cool. And maybe one day, if we get enough money, we'll rent
3DM sailboat.
Grant, where's our boat?
It's
3D
called
print
a
the
Benchy.
Yeah,
Can we 3D print a giant boat?
The SS Benchy.
Grant,
someone has done a kayak, haven't they?
They've done kayaks and large boats.
The military has printed boats, like full boats. Grant, hear me out. We've never had a nice
Bubble
family
last week.
3DM family company picture, and I think the funniest thing we could do is take a Benchy and take photos of everybody, like full head to toe photos, so that I can then Photoshop everybody onto the Benchy. Yes, yeah.
Grant,
that's it.
And it needs to be like Gilligan's Island themed.
We tried to get company, pictures of everyone so we can put them on their website, and you know how many people actually did it? Like 3.
Justin.
I did.
And a few others.
And we had to like put Tad into a corner and say, "You're taking a photo now."
Yeah, it was wild. It was like pulling teeth. I was like, Jesus Christ, guys, we have cameras in our freaking pockets, and everyone's like, I'm like, oh my God.
But it's something that Eric was telling me is that the most common injury in a workshop is a neck injury from people that have their visor or their face shields like this, and then they just kind of do the thing with their head to bring them forward, because the extra inertia that these things have is enough to cause neck damage. I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
In the name
I'm
of
still
safety,
going to do it.
I have to point out the neck flip that you did at 4 seconds with the face shield is the most common cause of occupational injuries among welders and other kinds of workers who wear flip-down PPE. I had no clue.
Yeah, no idea.
And like literally,
this is actually wonderful. So now
changed
Grant,
my way of looking at it.
Now Grant has a back injury and a possible neck injury.
No, I don't have a neck injury. I'm fine.
Grant is, by the end of the year, Grant is going to be just a ball of flesh in a wheelchair.
Hit your boy up. I want new discs, and I want to make a YouTube video out of getting 3D printed vertebrae discs implanted in my body. Think of
like
the marketing.
Scary 3D printing.
We can make that happen.
No, it exists.
I mean, honestly, if
I know. I'm just saying that Grant at one point will be half 3D printed, half flesh man.
That's what he's been going for.
Yeah. Honestly,
don't question that Skynet was the company that helped make it happen.
Look.
I do want to point out that one of our clients did have a company named Skynet. I want to be very clear with you that we have worked with the actual Skynet.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, the one in Florida, at least. They make a competitor to Life Alert, or at the time they did. Justin, you'll enjoy this. So we did all their initial prototyping. It was like a tracker, similar to like an Apple, like an AirTag style. So we did a watch system for them, a belt mounted one, a necklace mounted one, and they actually ended up getting carbon 3D printers, the carbon M1s. Mm-hmm. That are the printers that print incredibly fast, because they did the math. Even if they use printers like this in-house, the amount of time that it would take them to produce one and the quality that they could get did not match. And this was before resin printers came down in price. I think now they probably would have gone with regular SLA printers, but they actually
the carbons have a ton of post-processing time, like a lot.
They do, but most resin does as well.
No, they have to like cure for hours afterward because
really?
it's two different resins actually in the resin of a carbon.
Huh.
It cures with the light quickly, and that's how it prints super fast. And then it has to have either a heat or a brighter UV, like a longer UV cure process afterward, or a heat process. From my understanding, that's my understanding of the technology that carbon uses.
I cornered, and I'm gonna date myself on this. It was Rapid 2016. Carbon was just becoming a thing, and I cornered them in Rapid and said, I want a sample. And they said, well, then you need to hang in this conversation. And they were talking about crypto and gold investing. Now, I don't know a lot about either, but I really know kind of how to hang in a conversation. Got myself a carbon sample at the end of the day. So it's in my car, of course, but it's cool because it's got both hard and soft parts on it, and the entire thing was like 7 minutes to build, which is nuts.
I still want to get their shoes, the Adidas 4D.
The Adidas. So Haley, and if you guys don't know Haley is... well, still is, will be as of Monday, our former social media marketing director. And by the way, we should all, since we're live and I don't want to feel like editing it, let's wish Haley a phenomenal, new path. She got one of her dream jobs as an intern there for the summer, and we're hoping that she can really kick some ass there and get a job offer. But if not, she'll be back at the end of the summer, maybe, unless she really decides she hates us, but I doubt it.
She'll wise up before the summer's over. Don't worry.
So Peter's asking real quick about going back to carbon. He said it's like a resin epoxy mixture. Is that your knowledge about it?
Let me get more info on it real quick.
I would assume it's a mixture of 11 herbs and patented spices. Based on my understanding
23
of carbon.
flavors. Yeah.
23?
Yeah, it's 23 or 24, right? For the Bloomin' Onion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough.
11 herbs and spices is Popeyes, right?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh,
KFC.
okay.
It's 11 herbs and
I knew it was
Oh,
the chicken.
that's right.
Yeah.
23 is Dr. Pepper.
No, there's also the Bloomin' Onions, like either 23 or 24.
So Amber and I went to Outback the other day, and I'm like, I can't
sorry.
do a Bloomin' Onion because like they're just so heavy. So what I do, I ordered the Bloomin' Chicken, not thinking that it was going to be coated in Bloomin' Onion batter.
Wait,
How did you not think that?
Because I didn't
Has
think.
Bloomin' in the name.
I'm gonna mute you guys.
A fairly, I would say, Grant, you're like okay smart at least. But you didn't put that one together.
Someone clip this, please.
You're okay smart at the
needs-
least.
At least.
At least okay smart.
I've got a
That's
master's degree.
nice.
Isn't that
Yeah,
worth
but I mean,
something?
come on.
Yeah,
No.
business.
You guys are assholes.
Not a field that matters, Grant.
Okay. Gosh.
You could have gone something useful like underwater basket weaving. My God.
I mean, that's fair. I could have.
If I ever have to hear the underwater basket
it's
weaving
so
joke,
stupid.
and if it doesn't somehow lose, like, why hasn't it died already? That joke has been around since I was like 10.
Yeah.
It's been around since our
younger.
parents were young too.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a dumb joke.
Retire the dumb, shitty joke already. I don't. It's like underwater basket. Go. I'm live on a podcast. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I just.
YouTube only cares about the first 30 minutes, and as long as
We're at 49.
Yeah, we're at 49.
I'm also not
minutes
worried
so far.
about getting demonetized. Well, I guess there's like a whole.
Great.
algorithm thing
Allison
that, like,
comes in and the first thing that she hears is Thomas dropping an F-bomb. Good job.
I mean that's pretty typical. I
People,
don't think I'd
it's
worry about that.
authentic. That's the way I am. It's the way I
it's
actually
fair.
talk in
It's
real
fair.
life. I have a sailor's mouth. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, like, it's just how I am.
Mine's
You know?
gotten much worse because of the people I work with.
Mine, I honestly don't know where I went so wrong, but it just skyrocketed when I was probably like, I don't know, like when we all start cursing, like 6 years old, probably.
You started cursing at 6?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, and I started
man.
drinking at 8. Come on, guys, don't act like you're some goodies over here.
No, I look, to be fair,
You're trying to say that your first cigarette wasn't when you were 7 and you stole it from the gas station down the street. Guys, come on.
I mean, no, definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. I was.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, Allison
I was
said
like 13.
She lived in Glasgow for 7 years. Heard it all. So we're good. We're good. No. Look, that's why we do the podcast, right?
See, the British know how to curse better than Americans because they're actually somehow less prudish than like general US.
No, Aussies take the cake. Absolutely take the cake. Yeah,
oh,
you
no,
know, though,
well, yeah,
the C word is
Aussies.
totally cool over there. Not cool
Grant,
here.
I'm going to make a reference, and you're going to be the only person in here to get this. But we seem to have had a English teacher in high school, Yvonne Smith.
Okay.
Shout out! I know she's out there.
Name dropped.
She was a teacher. Like,
name dropped.
Okay,
but
where are we going with this?
She was like the lady to tell somebody off.
Oh,
because
yeah,
she
that's
would
true.
tell you off above your head level. Like, it was above your
She had
vocabulary
multiple
level.
English degrees and used
So
them
good.
to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, incredibly
That's
smart.
Yeah.
She's on
that was
Facebook somewhere. I
that
think
was
I
a
saw her
good
profile the other
pastime.
day. Yeah.
Going back to the carbon,
Yeah.
Back
Bring
to
it on
Harvard.
home. Reel it in, boys.
So if you go on their website and you go to the materials, they have like in their in like the data sheet of the materials, they have like a green and post-process part compared to like a standard resin. Like standard resin, you don't really have the green part a lot of the time. And so this needs either like 60 minutes or 5 minutes per side, depending on the material and depending on the process you use to cure. If you're just using UV or their other technology is based on my understanding of what their packages, and that's what I've seen and read off their website before.
I mean, hey. And no surprise, right? They're just going to give us data on the green and the cured, but they're not going to tell us what's in it because literally that's the patent.
Yeah.
That's the sauce.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I think it's cool. I've held carbon parts clearly, but I can't get on board with their business model. You can't
The
buy
lease
the
only.
printers. They only rent them to you.
I think Desktop Metal does that as well.
It wouldn't surprise me, and like from a big business standpoint, that's totally cool. And like talking about renting printers, I can't help but make sure that I give a shout out to Worth Additive. They are not a sponsor, but I'm hoping I can convince them to be. Worth Additive actually is working on a program where you can rent Markforged printers, which for a company like us makes a whole lot more sense because the printers are like 20 grand for one that we want. But 20 grand in the middle of COVID is a little bit hard to come by. So we can rent it for $1.5 grand, $2 grand a month, verify if we have a business case, and if not, we don't, right? And we don't end up with a machine that collects dust that we can't sell. And
We don't know how that is.
definitely don't know how that is. If anyone wants a Z Corp 650 that's been upgraded to a ProJet 660 Pro, hit a boy up. But
For free?
no.
I'll take it.
Thomas,
I'll put it in the garage.
Thomas, it
I'll
weighs
look
1,000
at
That's what we did with it.
It weighs 1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds of pure. I got it for free. Profit.
Yeah, if I got it for free.
I'm gonna start trading with the Z Corp Z650 and work my way up to a Tesla from Elon Musk.
Okay, actually, that is the dumbest, most specific YouTube video idea that I'm now in love with.
Isn't it great?
I traded up my 1,000-pound 3D printer.
My $90,000 retail 3D printer. Got it.
Yeah, for
But
a
like the first-
$40,000 car.
Yeah.
But the first trade you make is like a down trade to like a vacuum, so you immediately like dump it.
But it was a
Just
Kirby, okay?
a
That
good
vacuum matters.
an antique. Yeah.
We just said Kirby. All right, it fills both of those voids.
Yeah, we got it.
Out of here.
Oh man,
Does Kirby make Roombas yet?
I hope not.
I hope so. Could you
No.
imagine?
that would
It'd
make
be
a
so
good
fun.
Roomba though.
First
It
off,
would
it would
make
be
a
loud as all
good-
sin and have like a 4-minute battery life.
Okay, you're looking at this all too
Or it'd be
like
stainless steel. Oof, I would love that. Like a DeLorean. Ugh,
Cybertruck.
DeLorean.
vacuum.
I know DeLorean.
Let's see. Do they have a Roomba? I don't think they do.
I
But
really would highly doubt it.
I love
Kirby
Allison
robot
was like,
vacuum.
I was about to say Kirby. Hell yeah. Or Riccar, both make phenomenal vacuums. Rainbow is another company that makes good vacuums. Like, seriously?
Oh my God, what's the other one?
Rainbow.
No, there's
Rainbow-
another one.
Rainbow, Riccar,
Dyson.
and Kirby.
Oh God, get out of here.
Dysons are terrible.
No,
Dyson-
this-
Dyson-
Dyson
the
blow
coolest.
dryer is pretty
Reddit
cool though.
Reddit user Reddit. Okay, so I don't know if you guys it's touch. Where is? God damn it! Hold on.
Either way, well, we have a Riccar that we 3D printed a part for, and then it exploded.
Yep.
okay.
And then we just
so
talk
I have to sign off here in a second, but I did want to bring up one thing. Since I'm a branding person and it's a brand thing, because I just had the Forest website still up and I opened the tab again. I get it, and this is great, but the more I look at it, I'm like, what? Why? So the website reads the headline: Forest is building a greener future through 3D printed wood. Very cool, guys. Awesome. There's a tiny subhead right underneath that. Wood waste, period. Reimagined. Like, were we imagining something else with wood waste? Like, were we already actually using wood waste?
MDF. MDF
MDF.
is wood waste.
Have
All
you
your
ever
MDF
taken
printers made out of that.
sawdust and lit it on fire in front of a fan?
Yes. Okay.
Don't
fine.
do that, by
It's
the way.
it's reimagined. Then it's just like such a like a apple-y fresh.
I also got
state.
where they're
upset
going
that they
for.
say that they're
Yeah,
carbon
I mean, it
negative,
looks good.
and they're definitely not carbon negative or carbon neutral. They're neither.
Well, I mean, unless they're offsetting with, they're paying for the carbon offsets. Could be somewhere.
Marketing
That's
wank.
like the cheesiest way to actually get carbon neutrals, to be like, I funneled money into something.
Well, that's what the polyteric little bit is.
Yeah,
That's why they're
I-
carbon negative, because they use carbon credits for when you buy their stuff.
Okay, but at
Yeah.
least
But
they're
it's
honest
better than
about it.
nothing. Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
better than nothing, and the thought is in a very the thinking is in the very right direction. So
It is.
there's
Yeah.
credit
It's a
where
good
credit
place
is
to
due.
start.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to start somewhere. Anyway, I gotta go. But
Okay.
thanks for coming to the podcast. Everyone, please continue to watch.
Did you see my Discord message? I had a particular.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And fuck you, Jerry.
I was the
what?
only one here that was on the call last night, so yeah, that was a thing from last night. Was just to tell Jerry off all night. Jerry is one of the kid makers that hang out with us on the weekly Maker Hangout. That occurs from Friday from 9 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah.
What did Jerry
yeah.
do?
So we had Alice, who is Coat Duck, COATDUCK, on basically every platform, including YouTube. She makes hardcore Nerf blasters, and she had what she called the Extender. It was an Ender 3 with an 845 millimeter Y-axis.
Well,
I love
Or
that.
X-axis.
why?
The plate
yeah.
length.
I've seen this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
But instead of it being a bed slinger, the X and Z moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Jerry's like, why? She said it because fuck you, Jerry. I'm like, yeah. And that was the thing all
We can
night.
say that. We can say that to Jerry about a lot of things, but why?
I mean, that's
so.
fair.
Why is
So
he asking that?
I said that we would work it into the stream today just for him. So I knew that Thomas was going to be leaving early, so I said, all right, that's your sign off. That's what it needs to be. And so can you ping him in Matt's Discord to let him know that we that we
I
did
will.
it. But yeah, one, I love meeting new makers. So she was on with somebody else, and they're people from Den Hack. And they were just kind of talking about some of the things that go on there, some of the cool maker stuff that they're doing. They showed off projects. It was a pretty actually mellow hangout, right? A lot of the normal people weren't there, like Justin, you weren't there. But, you know, I love, like, I'm doing 2 or 3 of these, like, pretty significant hangouts a week with other makers. And that's, like, reinvigorated me to do personal projects. So I'm thinking, like, right now we're hiring to bring in more social media people. That's why, like, Haley is on her way out because she got a dream job. And we're hoping that she gets through it. But we're hiring people to kind of help replace her. And I can't just hire one person because, damn it, she did a ton. So we're hiring a few people to try to offset it, right? And, Stephen Hawes. That is correct. It was Stephen Hawes. Thank you, Peter. And that's right. You made ice cream on stream last night the hard way. He did it with ice and cream and shaking it by hand. Peter was also showing off the Facebook tracker thing where it tracks you as you move around a room, their video thing. It basically looks like the way that it does its camera is effectively if somebody in a movie was coming up behind you to murder you. The way that it kind of pans and zooms, it's like I'm expecting a knife to come out of the side of it and just stab him in the neck or something.
Is it a super wide angle camera? And it kind of crops in and just follows you around.
I think that's what it does. And he said, yep, in plastic bags.
That's really creepy. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean,
and also side note about Facebook, their new VR system is out now. Which one is it, Grant? The Quest 2.
Mm-hmm.
For $500 extra, you can remove the Facebook component. That's how you know you're the product and not what you're buying is the product. Your data is the product.
Okay, so, I was looking at that because it's like $300.
Jerry,
yeah, it's 800 without Facebook being involved.
So Jerry was talking about this because Jerry doesn't have a Facebook, and he doesn't use Facebook, doesn't use any Facebook products.
Set up a BS one.
No, he went in to figure out how much data that Facebook has on him, even though he has no accounts. Take a guess as to how many.
It's a shitload.
Guess how many gigabytes worth of data.
Oh God, I would say 50 to 60, easy.
You're not even close.
Easy.
I know the number already. He told me. I was on last night with him.
128 gigabytes of data from someone that doesn't use the platform.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
I only use it for Facebook Marketplace.
I actually just used it to use it, but like, dude, if you're collecting data on me, have fun, because it is all over the place, my guy.
Yeah.
So he was also talking about how there's a way to set up a Pi hole, which is a Raspberry Pi that basically kills all ads. But you could also integrate a
Facebook ad blocker.
No, a targeted ad. It's like a Pi hole, but for targeted ads. And so instead of it just blocking all the targeted ads, it deliberately throws weird and bad info at the system.
We need to ask him about this.
It's going to collect data, but it's going to collect the completely wrong data. I don't know if it was Jerry that was talking about it, but somebody was. And I'm thinking,
you probably wrote it down,
that's pretty cool. Oh, and he said if they figure out it's a fake account, you lose all your games. Of course they do.
Yeah, the things you paid for.
Yeah. The HTC Vive, the new one, looks pretty interesting.
And has anyone actually seen what Mark Zuckerberg looks like when he goes to court?
Walking around with his bags of money? I mean, is that what you're going after? I'm
No, he's emotionless. It's so weird. People don't act like that.
Oh. I mean, they do when they're told by their lawyers to look like that.
No, they don't. They still don't. In fact, I bet his lawyers are saying, please act like a human. Please act like a human.
Well, I mean, yeah, I have not really done a lot in VR. It has no, like, the only thing that I would use VR for is if I could do VR, like, designing. I think that would be much better for me. But
no, a lot of people really like it. I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about, like, that they were trying to grab, like, once they went back to regular being on their desktop, like, they were trying to reach out and grab, like, different tools on their desk.
I can describe what I like, and I think the stream where I try to do the cupcake mold is a perfect example of Grant knows what he wants, but he doesn't always know how to do it. And I think that's actually one of the big reasons that keeps people from getting into CAD is that I know I want a friggin' box, but I don't know how to make a friggin' box. And I will say, from someone that has been doing it live for like, what, 4 weeks now? 3 weeks? Dude, one, it is way tougher than people think to design live. Because, like, if I'm designing and I'm recording it and then we use it as a video, we can edit out all the bullshit where I screw up. But when I'm live, you can't edit it out, and I still have to pretend like I'm not just, like, losing my ever-loving mind. And then every now and then I do break character and lose my ever-loving mind. But it's got
like when
better.
SpaceX launches a rocket.
Okay, but I was losing my mind because that was awesome.
It was really cool.
And they're supposed to relaunch that one.
That one really, that could not have come at a better time, because I was really at a point where I'm like, I'm killing this stream. I am so done with this. I am just failing after failing after failing. And then I'm like, SpaceX launch? Bring that on stream. Let's go. Let's friggin' go. And yeah, nah, that was so dope. That was just so dope. Thank you, Allison. I try. I try.
Don't lie to him like that, Allison. That's not nice.
Peter's saying that we need to try Neos and bring in your 3D models. By the way, for people that are watching the live replay on YouTube, Red/Ace, his name is Peter. He actually owns Haptic Solutions, and they make the Cilia, which, if you are into VR, you need to get yourself a Cilia, because, oh my god, it's so cool. I'll pull
LTT did a video on it. It was a really good video.
Yeah, I was gonna pull that up.
Oh, hold on.
So that
we really are LTT shills.
I am not.
Give us money.
I'm not an LTT
LTTstore.com.
I'm not an LTT shill, but I believe that
we watch enough of their videos.
I mean, it's true, we do.
You know what? Also, weird sidebar here, because Grant and I are going to have a conversation like Luke and Linus did last night on their podcast. Grant, did you know that Sennheiser just sold their entire headphone division?
To who?
All of it. Some random, like, hearing aid company.
Maybe. Also, Allison is asking what happened to Victoria. She's looking a little bit green. And it's true. Yes. Yes.
Grant, what's that LTT store link that works for us?
ELTT, so it's lttstore.com. I don't know if I actually have it set up. See if it's actually set up.
It isn't moving yet.
Okay.
No, but elttstore.com.
Yeah.
Normally it would bring you to 3D Musketeers.
But yeah, Victoria's not here.
But all of us have to have mustaches in any of the pictures on the lttstore.com.
Oh yes, that needs to have like really shitty mustaches.
Yes.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, so when Victoria's not here, I put the Pachinosaurus in there. And because we've been doing a lot of interviews this week, like I've had over 50 interviews this week.
But how many no-shows,
if you would
Grant?
like to bring her in, you can. This is I have my nope, she's not happy. Okay. Oh, here she is. She's really unhappy. She wants down so bad. I have Vanna White over here hanging out, working with me. Oh, look at that! Look at that paw. Thanks. But yes, whenever Victoria isn't here, I put the Pachinosaurus in there so people just kind of look at it. They're like, "Huh," and I do not acknowledge it unless they do.
You gotta randomly start petting it, like as if it's a real cat.
Gosh, yes. Oh, that's a good girl, Victoria.
No, you need the big cat that you have.
Oh, the 90. So okay,
yeah.
I got my second COVID vaccine a couple of weeks ago, and Amber was out of town, so she sent me a stuffed cat without realizing that it is 90 centimeters long. Dude,
it's a big cat.
It's huge.
It's a giant noodle cat.
Yeah. Okay. So we have it now. She's going to pass it across the screen.
We really need someone to start clipping our streams.
So good.
Yeah, it's a very long cat. And,
that needs to be a transition.
Can you send me the link to that? So
Yes.
because
Grant, that needs to be a video transition where the cat just goes across the screen.
it does. All right, I'll do a recording of that, and no, I'm gonna post an affiliate link. I'm gonna post an affiliate link to it, so if people want to buy stupid long cats. We sent them to one of our friends in Chicago, so she could have one too, and it was absolutely hilarious. Allison said that's not gonna fit. Oh, this big long cat in the bed? No, probably not. But it is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way that I can 3D print dumb things for it. The Pushinosaurus, I don't know, maybe, but
The giant benchies, all the stupid big things we've made over the years,
maybe
all the dumb wastes of plastic.
Okay, it was all PLA at least.
I mean, that's fair.
Oh, I want to talk about something too, since I totally left it out of the materials. The materials video that we did, I totally forgot to mention water uptake of the materials. So I wanted to go through that.
We can do a short as well as talk about it.
You want to do a little short about it?
I'm actually going to work on
talk here, but then we can also do a
no,
short,
yeah, I'd like totally. We'll do a little
because I suggested this to Grant and he says it's a bad idea, but I want to know what you all think. So I actually want to weigh. I want to get just a cheap, crappy spool. Let's say eBay spool. They're like $10 a spool. Who cares? And weigh it, like vacuum seal it, weigh it, toss a known weight of water in the bag, leave it for like 3 or 4 months, come back and reweigh the spool, and there will be a change. There will.
Oh yeah,
these videos have been done.
I was gonna say, I know there's a YouTuber that's doing it where he literally
CNC Kitchen.
Is it CNC Kitchen where he put filament in bags full of water for like
That's all I wanna do.
6 months?
I don't know if he did that specifically, but he's done a lot of really good tests on the hygroscopic stuff of filament and just testing and drying and
then showing what happens when your filament's wet when it goes through.
Yeah.
And it pops and sputters and it ruins your print.
He's done all of that and like done strength testing and everything. He has a really nice setup of testing different filaments. I want to get into
doing that, man, but I mean, to be real straight with people here that are
Andrew
watching,
Sink did a video on soaking it in water.
Okay, fine.
Oh, that's right. It was Andrew Sink. That's right. To be real frank with people, there's a lot of work that goes into this YouTube channel, and until we can monetize it and actually make an income from it, I'm not going to go into those deep holes because it's going to take so much of my time to film and curate those videos that it doesn't pay for me to spend all that time when I could be spending it trying to keep the machines running with actual business. So we're at this odd point with the company where I want to do more YouTube stuff, and we're right on that cusp of being monetized. We're at like 933 subs, but it's also why we're doing a lot of live streams is that we are nowhere near. Huh? What? Don't talk about it? Why not?
YouTube doesn't like it.
Oh, okay, fine. YouTube doesn't like it. Basically,
if you know the reasons and how you get monetized,
just watch our videos.
You'll know what we're working on
straight
right
up.
now.
Just straight up watch our videos. Nonetheless, I want to do more of these cool things because I think a lot of YouTubers have done them well, but I think a lot of people watch our content for the way that we present it. And we're going to be dealing with cooler content. We're going to be doing cooler things. I'm going to be looking at setting up our garage at our house as a set so I can have, more of a standing set where I'm just not sitting with not a bunch of 3D printers and random crap in the background. So a more controllable set would be kind of where we want to move toward.
Like a workspace to do other projects, like a workspace to be able to do projects.
Right, where I can do, like, I've always wanted to build a bigger Tesla coil. And I've built small ones, I've built medium-sized ones. I want to do a big one. And I actually have the tube that I want to use for the secondary.
It's on my porch.
It's an 8 or a 10-inch diameter PVC tube.
I think it's a 10, but it might.
And you can make like
it's a 10.
8-foot coil out of that. That'll
Can we please do that
20-foot arcs of lightning all day long.
We've had it for friggin'. I bet it's yellow. We've had it so long.
I don't care. I'm gonna cover it with copper anyways.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be a soon.
Oh, there
project.
it is. The bubble machine. Remember the bubble machine that we made at the old shop, John?
Who is Who knows about the bubble
Well,
machine?
we talked about it last week, but Andrew's a staff member. But yes, bubble machine.
Andrew's in the same boat as Jerry right now.
Yeah,
We're not doing the stupid bubble machine.
Wait,
No,
what happened?
not doing
last
the
week.
stupid bubble machine.
I did.
We're not doing it.
I might have said we were going to, but at 2,500 subs.
Okay, I would rather spend that time doing a fan showdown style video series.
Wait, what's the bubble machine that I missed last week?
Guess you're gonna have to go watch the episode. No, basically we had a bubble machine that we made when we were in retail, and we got approval to have a bubble machine. And so what do? In proper fashion, we whole ass it. We do not half ass, we whole ass.
It was like a tank track.
Yeah, it was a tank tread of a bubble, and it
ridiculous.
had 3 things on each side. We used 4 industrial fans. Okay.
It was
so
overkill is not the right word.
2 of them to get the bubbles off the bubble maker, and then 2 to propel the bubbles far.
Yes.
Okay. So we were launching bubbles 70 to 80 feet before they would start to fall. And management was not having any of that. And we said,
management didn't like anything we did.
They did not. They were not a fan of us. And yes, Thomas does want a bubble machine too. Yeah. At 2,500 subs, we will do it again. We will do a bubble machine. But that means you all have to get us to 2,500 subs. So that's why you should be liking our videos, sharing them with your friends, and letting the world and the word of 3D Musketeers get out there. Because I like that we chose a company name that we can also use as like a social media brand, and it totally works, right? Oh, I think, do I have it? I do. I just got the cat. So I'm going to be posting a link to it in the YouTube chat right here. That is the long cat. 2,500 subs, Andrew, not 2,000. We need to get to 2,500 subs. At 1,000 subs, we're actually going to give away, and I actually gave it away in our last video to tell people what it's going to be. We're going to give away some Brad's Orange. So some of the filament that Brad, who's one of our staff members, Brad himself made. Brad was supposed to be on the podcast today, but I guess there's some stuff going on at his house, so he can't be on today. Thomas said 925 subs. No, we're not doing that. We're doing it at 2,500. But at 1,000, we're going to give away some spools of Brad's Orange. So I'm excited to be able to do that for people. Maybe 4 or 5 spools, and we'll just direct ship them right to you from Printed Solid, so you can get some filament that supports charity. And that's, come on. Right? It's cool. One of our people, it's their color, which I think is so cool. And if you're wondering why Brad has his own color and what his story might be, episode 10 of our podcast talks all about Brad and his wish. And whenever my back injury is done, I was gonna have my barber do it, but I think it'd be way cooler if Brad is the one that gets to shave my head for charity, because we're gonna do it to support Make-A-Wish. So I think it'd be really cool if Brad did it. But,
ooh, allegedly, Andrew was right that you did say 2,000 subs. Allison is backing him up.
Oh, I did say 2,000? All right, well, shit.
Well, we're 500 closer then.
2,000 it is, boys.
All right, just 1,000 more subs. That's it.
Whatever. If by that time we're not monetized, I'm just going to kill the channel. But no, look, I want to do stuff that people like. I want to do more stuff involving 3D printing. I like the Back to Basics videos. They're a lot of fun for me to film because it's letting me kind of share my knowledge of the industry with people that don't really know it. Yeah, I know, Allison. I know it's hard, that the time is a little tough. But that's why we're trying to do live streams on the weekend as well, so you can tune in and it's not like 11 p.m. at night for you. But you know what, Allison? If we do the 1,000 sub giveaway and you do win, I will find a way to get you some Brad's Orange from this side of the pond. Don't worry. I will find a way. If that means it takes 2 weeks, I'll find a way. What?
And we're not talking about this on live stream.
Justin
Nope.
said we know a guy.
Nope, we're not talking about this. We're not talking about
How
this.
Justin has committed mail fraud and almost got me in trouble for it. Unknowingly
We're not
committed
talking
mail
about
fraud.
it on live stream.
No, it's fine. It's not my problem anymore. Yeah.
Well, we didn't do it on purpose. It's
No,
somewhat we fell for the trap.
We didn't know what was going on. But yeah, we're not going to use your guy.
No, no.
The
He tried messaging me today.
the cat
I'm
says
like, nope, blocked.
no.
Blocked.
Yeah, I look, if you're doing shipping and it is ostensibly cheaper than you think it should be, don't do it. TLDR of the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in the FDM materials video, I totally missed a subject that we should have discussed, and we'll do a short about it. Good idea, Justin. All about water uptake. So a lot of materials in 3D printing are what's called hygroscopic, not hydroscopic, hygroscopic. Hygroscopic means that it absorbs water from the air. Nylon being the worst offender. Brad messaging me in the Discord. I'm a little behind, Grant. I'm totally going to shave your head. And I said sweet. So we're down. I was going to ask my barber to do it, but I think it makes a lot more sense if Brad does it, because we're going to... So for those that don't know, and for those that are just kind of tuning in a little bit later saying, why the hell is he going to shave his head? I have been growing out my hair since I was put on workers' comp in August. I have not had a haircut since August. And I'm going to keep growing out my hair. And that's August of 2020 if you're watching this in the future. I will keep growing out my hair until my back problem is resolved. Or I'm just kind of said, go deal with it on your own. We don't care anymore. Whatever. Workers' comp is complicated. But I figure that at the end of it, right, when I have a resolution, we're going to do a charity live stream where we're going to have the top 2 people. Number 1 gets to decide how to shave my head so they can do whatever they want. With the hair on my head, you can't touch the beard. Unless you donate a lot of money, and then maybe. And then number 2 gets to decide what color.
You're gonna dye it?
We're going to dye it, then we're going to cut it. Now, if
Well,
it
you're gonna
is...
cut it, then dye.
Then dye it.
Yeah,
When it's
because
super
you
short.
can't donate dyed
Well,
hair.
okay, that's the
Yeah.
thing. If it's long enough to donate, and we can donate the hair, then we're just going to shave it, right? We're going to
It's
shave
only
it.
8 inches that you have to do.
I think it's 12. And the hair is pretty long. Like, you can't tell because I put it all back, but my hair is quite long.
Yeah.
But
And if you shaved it all the way, that's a lot more than most people just cut off X amount.
I don't know if you can donate less than 12 inches of hair. If you can, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to donate it because I actually have pretty good hair, and it would be good for it to go to make a wig. But if we can't, and there are no places that'll accept it if it's too short, then we'll do a charity live stream. I'm told there's no
Well, you
point
can always
in dyeing it.
dye
and then
the. Yeah, you can always dye after it's shaved.
Then we'll do that, and the deal is that for the top 2, right? So one gets to do the shave, the other one gets to do the color. I
Also,
will film a
I
channel.
think there needs to be a design on the
for
side.
the
of your head,
winners.
too.
Fine.
Don't dye it. Use peroxide. Make him work for it.
Oh, but then we're gonna go to Flavor Town, baby. We're gonna get those frosted tips when it grows in. Hell yeah, we're doing it. We're going full Timberlake on your ass. But no, I will film at least one channel video that is up there forever with whatever dumb crap you all put on my head. And if... Oh, okay, so Peter's going to do the same thing. He's going to donate his hair post-COVID. Peter has really long hair. I don't. But, I said, all right, I'm going to do something for myself, but then try to help other people in this at the same time, right? The charity live stream is clearly going to hopefully get some decent publicity, but I want to do it for a charity. I think that would be a lot of fun, and the charity that we've chosen is Make-A-Wish. It's near and dear to our hearts. Brad is a recipient of Make-A-Wish, and we want to help grant more wishes, and to do that, they need our financial support, and of course, all the money that's donated is a tax write-off. And it's not even going to come to us. It's going to go right to Make-A-Wish.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying we could probably get this to happen, but John Cena lives locally.
Yes, he does.
and
he's huge in Make-A-Wish. Huge.
yeah, and it's local, so it's not even like he's flying somewhere to do something. Unfortunately, none of you all would be able to see him in the video.
Oh, like the two people on our stream that know who that is and get that joke. He's a professional wrestler, and his whole thing is you can't see me.
He's a professional everything, sir.
He is. I mean, it's true. He's an actor.
Rapper, actor, wrestler,
Wait, a rapper?
also actor.
He does.
I'm pretty sure he has at least
had a
one
or
song.
two. Yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, that's the plan with the hair, by the way. But anyways, let's get into water uptake of materials. We're coming up on what? How much time are we in this thing?
Hour and a half.
Almost hour and a half. Water uptake is kind of a big deal, and I totally forgot about it until like we posted the video, and I'm like, well, damn. I'm like, all right, well, hey, that just means we get to do another video on it, right? Sorry, my back really hurts, so I'm like fidgeting a lot. I apologize.
I have no reason to be fidgeting. I just fidget.
I'm in pain. Sorry. Anyways, water uptake for some materials is a huge problem. For others, it's not. So, as far as I'm aware, Justin, most 3D printed materials are hygroscopic to some amount. Is that right?
Yeah, almost all like raw plastic that hasn't been
That's what I thought.
been heated up past their glass transition temperature can have that same.
Okay. So I'm not going crazy because like I know PLA absorbs water. I know PETG absorbs water. ABS does, but it's like not really a big deal.
Yeah. Like PLA doesn't do that much, but it still does.
So I've noticed it here. Like in the past few months, I've actually turned off our dehumidifier because now it's summertime in Florida, and I am not paying to keep this office cool with a dehumidifier in summertime in Florida. For it gets up to, it was 94, 95 degrees in May earlier this week, and for those of us not on this side of the pond, I think that's like 33, 34 C. Basically really effing hot, and it's humid as all sin, and that's really the problem. And like I can keep the office at like 65 degrees and keep the humidity down, but I'd spend so much energy that it doesn't pay. So yeah, it has been a bit of a problem. So I'm like doing research at the same time. Material that's been sitting out for a few years is really, really stringy. And that's what happens with a lot of the plastics, especially PET. PET is already pretty stringy as it is, but it gets even stringier as it gets wet. Materials like nylon completely become unprintable when they get wet.
Hours for nylon.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna be doing a video on it soon, but right there I have my filament dryer. I have one of those Sunlu filament dryers, but I figure I gotta set it up.
It's gonna be hot enough for nylon.
Oh yeah, it does.
I don't know if that's good. It dries enough for nylon.
It gets up to like 55 or 60 C. Yeah, and you can leave it for upwards of 24 hours. But the idea is that you have it dry.
Yeah.
And that's a supplemental dryer for when you're printing.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. I want to do more carbon fiber stuff. We don't print enough of like carbon fiber nylon, carbon fiber PET, carbon fiber PLA. We don't print enough of that, and I want to do more of it. Huh?
It's fun.
It is, and the surface finish of carbon fiber filled materials is like
it's so
unparalleled.
Cool. Yeah, it's so cool.
So
Polyterra Black has a really nice surface finish that like almost competes with the carbon. Like I have the watch in both in Polyterra and then the carbon fiber from an Onyx, and it's like you don't have the carbon fiber like feel to it, but like it looking at them, it's very similar color wise. It has that nice matte color. I really like the Polyterra Black. I would buy some
colors.
more, and the Polyterra is cheap compared to like some of the other stuff.
$20, right?
Yeah.
Here,
and on Amazon 2-day shipping.
I'm gonna because I can. I already have a link in our affiliate for Polyterra, so let me grab it and put it in the chat.
Yeah, it's one of my new favorite filaments that I've been using.
It has really like come up in the world for me. Apparently Notion's down or my internet's down.
Notion might
Your
be
internet's
down.
definitely not down, Grant.
Right, because you're still on here.
Notion
Okay.
might be down.
Notion's down. Oh well. Oh wait, I can go to our YouTube channel and pull it off of one of the videos. But yeah, Polyterra has become like one of my kind of favorite plastics. It's really easy to print. I don't have to feel like, you know, a piece of shit for printing it. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's probably tied to PLA for me for like printed solids, Jesse PLA. It's probably neck and neck with that.
And the price is right there too, which is I love the spools personally. Like I wish more companies would go over to cardboard spools.
But they're so nice of cardboard spools. I was talking to someone who's running their own filament.
Do you have
line,
an
and
empty
he's
spool
like,
or no?
No, it still has maybe 200 grams left.
I gotta move anyways, or my back is gonna get any worse. Let me see. Oh, I see my Polyterra. Let me grab it.
Mine's on the other side of the house.
Ow.
It's a much nicer cardboard spool than I've seen, and it's like more densely packed.
Yeah, it is. It's like MDF, right?
Yeah.
So this is how much blue Polyterra we have left, by the way. But yeah, there you go. And I love that it's got, you know, the estimator for how much materials left. I just think it looks good, and it's like this product plants one tree. I think that's cool.
That's cool.
They've got batch and SKU numbers, so they can do batch control. And
they have been having issues with batch to batch colors, though. I've seen a lot recently.
That's not
with
too
that
surprising.
Red. Because Loyal wasn't happy with it, but I guess they fixed it. It was 2 different colors.
Who wasn't happy?
That Loyal Moses.
Oh,
because he prints like as we do as a business, and
right.
He needed it to be the same color for a large batch of prints that he was doing, and it wasn't.
But like, if I'm going to do a large batch of prints, and I love Polymaker, I love Polyterra, I love their PC Lite, which I actually just made. All the Purusas now have PC Lite fan ducts on them, so they don't melt. But like, yeah, if I've got a money job, like a big money job, I'm not gonna buy Polyterra. I'm just not. Right? I'm gonna buy from like an Atomic, from a 3DX Tech. He said B last to say that he thinks they actually sent him an unreleased color. Maybe. Allison's asking if it is easier to recycle than an empty spool. It totally is, and here's why. They're cardboard, right? Normal spools. Here, let me grab one because
they're a lot of time are ABS or like polycarb or
yeah, but they're not stamped. That's the biggest issue.
Here's a normal empty spool. This is a Zyotech spool. Yep.
Is that stamped?
I'm looking for a maker mark on it. Normally they're polystyrene.
A lot of them have the stamp. Besides a lot of the cheaper stuff doesn't have the stamp, but like even Overture now has the stamps on them telling you what material and if it's recyclable or not, which is good. I
don't see it.
I reuse a lot of my spools, Allison, like for rolling up Christmas lights. For
the Christmas light one is really good.
It is actually.
I mean, for coiling up like extension cords, like they're very useful, especially like some of the nicer spools that are out there. Like Printed Solids is really nice.
Atomic has really nice spools.
Atomic, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I have a stack. I'm glad I have a stack of their spools. I have like 12 of them, 13 of them from printing face shields.
Yeah.
And I just have I have a leaning tower of filament spools in my garage now.
Yeah, we used to, and then some people come knock them over in my office. Jonathan.
Good job, fish.
Blames the fish. No, and that's probably the biggest issue for me with this industry is that we haven't adopted a recyclable filament spool system. And like, don't get me wrong, we've got the master spools, right? And a master spool is you have your raw spool that they come apart somehow. And you buy a coil of filament that goes onto it, and it's zip tied.
Like
you cut off the zip
because then you waste the zip ties. Like I feel like that's
it's not even that. I know where Grant's going. Okay, so if I finish an Atomic spool, someone give me like a $2 discount and a label to ship that bad boy back to Atomic.
It's going to cost you more to ship it back than
and carbon
to
ship it back is
exactly.
more.
Exactly. So I look at it and say, it is very much a zero-sum game. And like Green Gate does this where you can send them spools, and I think they take even old filament on those spools as well, and they'll recycle it. But they're losing money doing that. And
it needs to be local.
Yeah,
but
there needs to be local filament manufacturers.
It can be a loss leader though.
But see, that's not how you build a business, right? I
Tell
think,
that to Costco.
Okay, fair. I think that if you make them out of the cardboard, like this is all just stamped cardboard, this to me is the right move.
Ooh, laser cut cardboard.
You could do laser. This is stamped.
They're really nice cardboard spools.
Yeah,
the
and
best
they're like,
I've seen out of
it's
cardboard
thick.
spools.
They're beefy.
It's thick cardboard.
Yeah, it's thick with 3 C's, and it's.
I think Prusa could switch to that because that's similar to the Prusament core.
Yeah, the
it's similar to this
is
feeling.
The Prusament core is basically a
toilet paper.
Yeah, toilet paper tube style, but it's custom printed, and I love it.
Yeah. They have really nice spools. They're one of my other favorite spool
but they're still injection molding them, right? And I think now I guess I would have to see the cost involved with like going over to from an injection molded spool to something like this, right? Because if it is a non-trivial cost, I don't know, right? I think really the answer is that we need to have more accessible recycling systems and recycling systems that take it. So like where we live, we don't get recycling. It doesn't come here. We actually have to take it to a recycling center. And thankfully, the recycling center is like 15 minutes away. But I'm not going to make, daily trips there as we clean off our spools. I'm going to like put them in a trash bags, drive up there, be like, hey, what do you have? I got trash bags full of spools. Okay, drive around there, put them in the bin. Okay, right? And I do like 80 or 90 at once. We try to give them away, but the last thing I want is for this stuff to end up in a landfill. Right? Because then we're just contributing to the problem of plastics and not trying to help it. The goal of 3D printing, and that's like why companies like Green Gate 3D are really cool, and I need to start ordering more from them, but it's like recycled material, where they take old PET, PETG, they melt it all up, they mix it, they add in some colors, and Bob's your auntie, you have yourself some really beautiful filament. And while they've had a couple of quality control issues back in the day, and that was all around their vacuum sealing and the shipping on it, as far as I'm aware, it's all completely solved. And the owner, he and I are friends on Facebook, and he's just a riot. I love working with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Allison is saying we have things collected, but hard plastic would be a landfill.
Yeah,
That's
a lot of even in the U.S. the recycling system is very, very, very broken, and a lot of it ends up in the landfill no matter what, even if it's marked, even if that's like what's the whole thing about straws and plastic bags is because they can't be marked because they're so small. But like even stuff that is marked, like a water bottle, most of the time won't be thrown away, or anything that has like a Pringles can has different things. It's technically recyclable, but it has the metal and it
has to be separated somehow.
No one's gonna want to buy that.
No one is.
No, that's the problem. No one wants to buy a lot of the waste material because it can't be used as well. That's the biggest issue right now in our recycling system.
Real quick, back to water uptake. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to leave us a like. Facebook, make sure you're following us at 3D Musketeers. But let's talk about water uptake a little bit more. I know like we tangent so hard on this stuff, but nylon is probably the worst offender. But PVA, which is a material that I did not mention it in the filament video, specifically because it is well beyond the scope. I guess I talked about Ultem, and I probably shouldn't have. But I did kind of want to tease some of the God class materials. But I didn't talk about PVA. PVA is polyvinyl alcohol, otherwise known as glue stick. It can be made into a filament, and it is used as a soluble support system. Now, the reason I didn't cover it is because all of the printers that we recommended are not dual extrusion printers, so they can't utilize soluble support. It doesn't work. Now, if you had like a pallet, maybe you could get away with it. I believe an MMU can do it. An MMU can do it, can't it?
MMU can do it for sure. I think the pallet might be able to.
MMU
but then you end up wasting a ton of the very expensive.
Huh?
but then you end up wasting a lot of the PVA, which is pricey.
It's true. Yeah, MMU is multi-material upgrade for the Prusa Mark III's and whatever variants they're coming out with next. It does a MMU work on a Mini?
No.
I don't think
it has to be on top, and it can't be Bowden.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, with an MMU you could do soluble support, but for me, I would do like a PETG print with PLA supports, because PETG and PLA do not bond together unless they're really, really hot. And so you can still do like 0 tolerance support and get beautiful undersides without spending the money. Or you do what a lot of people do, is you do regular material and then right at your interface layers. That's when you do your PVA. Yeah. But here in Florida, if we do pure PVA, straight up pure PVA from somebody, it will be useless in 2 to 3 hours. That's it. Like 2 to 3 hours, gone, useless, garbage. Ultimaker adds something to their PVA to make it much easier to be temperature and humidity stable. I don't know what they add. Stratasys to me makes the best PVA, but it's way too expensive, and I refuse to buy it. But yeah, PVA, it's a great soluble support material, but it uptakes water incredibly fast. PLA takes up a little bit. PETG is a little bit faster. ABS isn't really a big deal. Polycarbonate is a big deal, but I haven't really noticed a big change other than it's a little stringier, and it's not as clear. Wet polycarb is not as clear. You can solve some of these problems by getting a filled filament like a carbon fiber, glass ball, but then you also have to have a hardened nozzle. So yeah, it's like a zero-sum game. We'll have to do a video on filament drying, right? I mean, probably. Maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I use a food dehydrator for my drying. Like that's the way I go. I got a food dehydrator, cut out all the trays and
the trays. You know, it's funny. That's what I bought a food dehydrator for, and all of a sudden we're making beef jerky.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go put beef jerky into the one that I've like.
I never used it to dry filament.
Yeah.
I got it. I put it down for like a week or so, and Amber's like, "Oh, we're gonna make beef jerky." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Nice.
I mean, look, it was good. It was
how many let's see, back when we had our retail store, we were trying to recycle filament.
Yep.
Part of that was we were using toaster ovens.
Oh,
well, yeah, but we were using toaster ovens to take all of our waste plastic and make plastic bricks that we would then destroy to get a mix of filament. It would be better that way. There's got to be like 8 or 9 toaster ovens that we have laying around that I would never use for food.
Or like people who use the toaster ovens for reflow for soldering.
Similar.
Oh god,
yeah,
that's
very,
even
very
worse.
Similar.
Jesus.
Very, very similar. Yeah,
not really, because we would destroy the part that it made.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me's like, as long as you're not going into hardcore materials, you shouldn't really have to worry about water uptake. Like, if you really want to take this industry seriously and like do it professionally and not as a hobby, and you're going to do really, really high detail stuff, okay, yes, keep your filament dry, but like, all of our filaments literally open in atmosphere.
I've noticed it with PETG, and I'm not in Florida where all the crazy humidity is. Like, I've noticed it with PETG for sure.
I would.
And like,
go ahead.
And like, yeah, just you can replace the filament for $20. But if I can dry it, that I spent $30 on a dryer and just toss it in there for a couple hours, it's a wash either way.
I would bet though that your interior humidity is not much lower than mine. I think interior we're at 40-ish%.
I don't know. I don't measure it here.
Yeah, I used to. When I had the DHU on, I used to measure it. But, you know, it's like DHUs make a ton of extra heat, and there is a diminishing return for me in terms of my, you know, comfort, I guess we'll call it comfort. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. The industry's kind of odd with the materials. Some people are very, very hardcore on, you got to keep your materials dry. I sit here and say, you know what, if they're for personal products, who the hell cares? Right? But if they're for, you know, big business things and all that, spend the money, right? Yeah. But for us, when we're doing a big like a big project, I just open new spools because I know I'm gonna burn through the new spool anyways. And the excess that's left over gets turned into Time-Lapse Tuesday, which, by the way, there's a part behind me. That's our new Time-Lapse Tuesday. That was 4 different spools of filament. They're all silver. And actually, they're from 2 completely different manufacturers, and I cannot tell where the break is. So clearly, they're getting it from the same.
Hopefully the filament change doesn't look weird in the time lapse. I wonder, did it take any pictures during that time?
Yeah, it totally did.
Yeah.
So, but what happened is, of course, the filament falls off the spool, turns into like, you know, the circle on the extruder as it's running through. So we might see some of that.
That's fine.
I think it's going to look cool. Also, I almost did it backwards. So for those that don't see it, it's going to be a hidden container. By the way, it's at 200% scale because 100% scale was like this big.
Yeah.
So it's 150 millimeters interior diameter. We got to put something stupid in there to hide.
Yeah.
I think
when people get it.
Oh no!
I was thinking fill it with candy when we send it out.
Fill it with candy?
No, like to give it when we give it away.
I mean, that's how you get ants.
3 Musketeers bar.
Oh damn it! That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd fit perfectly in there, or at least the fun size one.
Like a fun size.
And I'll just put a little D on it with a Sharpie.
That's what we used to do.
That's what we used to do. We used to have 3 Musketeers bars, and we used to have an intern that would just write D's on them all day. It was pretty great. It was back when we had interns for real intern work instead of actually turning them into jobs. But yeah, we're actually going to impose a new thing this week because I realized as last week, I'm like, there's like 4 comments on that video for this. So we need to get 100 likes for me to give this away. Well, this one's going to be given away without 100 likes, but this is like a $35 retail print that we're giving away totally for free.
To the video from last week if you're watching now and go comment.
Yeah, if you're watching before, and it's going to be Thursday since the live stream this coming week is not on Wednesday, it is on Thursday because I am busy Wednesday and I can't get out of that commitment. I'm on a board of directors for Zephyr Hills, Florida. I'm on their Main Street board, and we got a mural done, and it's like the first big mural in the city in like 25 years. We convinced the city to do it. We got it paid for, and the unveiling is on that Wednesday. So I will not be able to make it to the live stream. So I said let's do it Thursday. So Thursday, 5:20. That is your last day to do this. Oh God, yes. Peter's right. Have Evan at Cocoa Press make us a custom chocolate bar to go in it. That would be hilarious.
I've been begging him to make me chocolate, but
yeah, I don't want to be one of those people that's like trying to get free stuff from
I want to pay for it.
But I mean, if you wanna send us a Cocoa Press, we're not gonna say no.
I mean, I feel
we're not gonna beg for it.
I feel like I should at least get a chocolate bar, but Allison's not commenting on the giveaways only because of the cost. I appreciate it. Yeah, shipping something like this overseas would be like, I can do it for cheap, but you're not gonna get it until like, I don't know, Christmas, right? It would take forever.
Justin knows a guy.
Oh God.
No.
So you know what? You know what we'll do, Allison?
We should make her like a little care package because she's been like,
awesome. like a nice
I think we have to
thing.
Yeah.
We'll do something. I don't know. You have my email. You've been emailing me. I don't know. Email me. We'll figure something out. But yeah, we're gonna require 100 likes on a video, and at least 10 people. So I will not give it away until we get to 10 people and 100 likes. So what we'll do is, I'll just keep holding the parts. We're going to do them every week, but I'll just start holding the parts until they hit those markers. Once they hit the markers, then we'll give it away. But until they hit the markers, we won't give it away.
Yeah.
And then eventually, you know, as the channel grows, we'll just kind of up the limit. Because
100 likes with 100,000 subs is nothing.
Yeah, no, you'll get that in 10 minutes.
But we need interactions. We need interactions.
Well, and that's what the algorithm likes to see anyways. The algorithm likes to see people interacting with videos, whether it's a like or even a dislike. Funny enough, the algorithm likes that. It likes people that, you know, watch a video all the way through. They like the watch time. They like click-through rates. And that's why like YouTube Shorts are such a big deal. If you look at our channel right now, outside of the cricket content, you'll see the YouTube Shorts are doing phenomenally well. It's because YouTube is pushing shorts through their algorithm very heavily because of TikTok is becoming a legitimate threat to YouTube's business model. And so YouTube and Instagram are both doing the same thing. They're pushing their reels and shorts alike out more heavy via their platforms so that they can try to grow their, followers like this, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, and Allison agrees it sounds sensible, and I don't like to gate things like that, but like this Mesozoa mushroom, whatever the hell this thing is, had like 5 comments. I'm like, I'm not even gonna, like, I was gonna go to a random number generator, film a short of me doing it. Like, what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
I'll just randomly pick somebody, and the one person I picked hasn't messaged me yet.
Man, I've watched the live stream.
I know. I DM'd. I replied to their comments saying they won. So
yeah,
we're gonna start doing. I do need more ideas for Wednesday live streams. So if you are watching these seven of you that are concurrently watching us right now, if you have ideas that you want me to design on live that are not going to cause me too much mental anguish, let me know. I would love to design your
I kind of like it
ideas.
when it causes you mental anguish.
Yeah, I know you do. That's why you're my identical twin. See, but Jonathan, you could subscribe to our channel and put in there that you want me to design a PC case for a server.
I was like the second sub to this channel, Grant.
Well, you don't comment on the videos, do you?
I'm currently the only person following on the Twitch. Like, my names are on the on the LLC paperwork. Damn it! Like, I've been here since the beginning.
Well, then maybe that just disqualifies you then.
Yeah, I need a PC case for a EEATX motherboard.
For those that don't know, we are working on building our own server, and one of the initial plans was to use 3D printing and extruded aluminum as the case. I don't know where that's gone since...
It's still the only plan, considering any other option is extremely expensive.
All right, then we'll do it on a live stream or two. I don't know.
For those of you looking to build your own home server, while the big 2011 motherboards from Supermicro are really cheap online, don't buy them. Buy one that actually fits in a case. Because when it's EEATX, Enhanced Extended ATX, it fits in literally nothing.
Can we just get a new motherboard?
Yes.
That's cheaper
But that's
than
like
buying
another
case.
$200 worth of expense I don't want to do. And I've already paid for all the aluminum extrusion and the plastic.
It would be a cool channel video. I've like put that off until we're monetized. I think that would be a pretty cool multi-series
you know what sucks,
video
though?
that we could do.
You know what sucks? The only printer that can do it, but besides the D-Bot, is the Fusion. That's it.
If we do it in one piece.
Actually, the D-Bot would be the only printer that could do it.
If we do it in one piece. So my thing is that I want to, well, the D-Bot, its Z-axis just came back. I don't know.
It's
Have
pretty
you seen
sick.
the Z-axis for the D-Bot, Justin? I can't move it. It's that heavy.
Yeah, I walked past it. I was like, Jesus.
It's a pair of SBR12 linear guideways with a 1605 ball screw in the middle of it.
It's a thick boy.
It's thick. Like, it's real thick. It weighs 40 something pounds, just the motion platform.
For the server, laser cutting would be significantly easier.
Well, that's what we're going to likely do is the video that I'm envisioning. And like, if you're watching this, and even if you're watching it later, comment below and let us know if you'd like to see like a series on us building our own home server for the staff. So the idea of this is that we stand up a server that all the staff can pull from. So our video editors that are definitely not like 45 minutes away from here would be able to log in remotely and download whatever they need to. I can transfer to it.
2 processors.
We can all back up our computers to it.
Yep.
So
he'll have nice data transfer rate that he's 45 minutes away from. It'll take a little bit to get to me.
Well, it's not going to help considering Frontier still will not run fiber internet up here. Hint, hint. Frontier, take my money.
We still don't have it either. Again. But yeah, I think it might be a cool build video for us to, go into this like
rabbit hole.
I mean,
it's a rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole. I'm just concerned that it won't do well. So I think we'll start
Content's
it on
content.
a live stream. Give me a couple of weeks to like work this out.
Okay.
We have to get all of our dimensions and measurements in place so I can do it on a live stream. But I think it might be kind of cool because I can show utilizing like open builds, since open builds by their name is all open source. So you can download their extrusions and we can actually build it straight up the real way. So I don't know. It's a thought. I'm definitely looking for more ideas to do in the live stream. So if you are watching this video or listening to it on Anchor or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, hey,
tell us what you
welcome.
want to see have done.
Yeah, let us know. We are going to be doing these live streams every single weekend. We don't know yet if we can start committing to like a weekly time. That might be really difficult considering everybody's schedules, mine included. But we're going to try to do these every weekend, give you guys knowledge by Wednesday when it's going to be on a Saturday or Sunday. But this was cool. I guess it went okay, other than me not being able for some reason to record.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
you've got 2 recording locations. You've got the platform that we're using to have this video conference and on YouTube. So
Yeah, we're good.
you're fine.
Yeah, we're
guess,
good. If we're just
maybe.
pulling the audio, we're fine.
I mean, yeah, but I'm thinking to have like my own copy of it.
Well, you can
Right.
always
Download it
download it
from
from
YouTube.
YouTube.
I know, but
Or
this
download it
compression is
from-
garbage.
Or download it from the thing that we're using to record. Don't say the program.
Why not?
From the because just don't, man.
I've said it all the time.
Okay,
Whatever.
fine. Download from Zoom.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to keep messing around. This is the first time I think I've been using Zoom but no, I've recorded Zoom meetings through OBS before. So I don't know what OBS was getting on about. Maybe, I don't know.
And because
You
you're
could just
streaming,
need to you could just need to restart, man. We'll take
But
care of this
see-
off live.
Yeah, I probably just need to restart the computer. That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. This is our first live podcast, so hopefully it went well. If you have listened to this audio only and you want to see our idiot faces, you can head over to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/c/3D Musketeers, because they can't make it easy on us. But anyways, as always, don't forget to call your loved ones. Keep making awesome. And yeah, we'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.